everyone, welcome into the video. We're doing a pick a pile reading for how you can be more successful. For pile number 1, we have the Crystal Visions Tarot. Alongside it is a Golden Healer Quartz Tower. For pile number 2, we have the Astromatrix deck. Alongside it is BumbleBee Jasper. And then lastly, we have pile number 3, which is a unicorn deck, and it has an Amazonite sphere alongside it. Feel free to pick your piles now. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in your piles. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your section of the video. You have chosen the Crystal Visions Tarot deck alongside the Golden Healer Point. I have chosen your cards and saved you the time on the shuffling process. I also have drawn 3 oracle cards to give you an additional message alongside the tarot, so stay tuned for the oracle section. At this time, I would like to give you the spiritual properties of the Golden Healer Quartz Tower. It is a master healer that possesses the amplifying properties of clear quartz and the manifestation abilities of hematite. Like clear quartz, Golden Healer Quartz is able to be programmed with a specific intention. Its extremely high vibrations work in a gentle way to raise your own vibrations and to amplify the intentions set. It is able to heal wounds from both this life as well as all past lives, and brings all the experiences and lessons into one place of peace and clarity. It helps balance all chakras, but it mainly focuses on the crown. It is related to the Leo and Sagittarius zodiac sign. Alongside the Golden Healer Point, I have added this golden bell to the table as additional art for the message that is being delivered here. But I would also like to say that it's not just art, it is actually significant for the reading, as I do feel, pile number 1, that your energy seems to be clustered. It seems to be fragmented. It is being torn apart, wanting to go one direction and staying in another. You have some dense, stagnant energy in your energetic field that I feel like a high vibration, a high frequency, a high-pitched noise could help you break that up, which is why the bell is on the table, because the bell has the ability to also do that, breaking up stagnant, dense energy. I do feel, pile number 1, that there is some heavy throat chakra blockages going on right now for you, and it is mainly because you feel like you can't express your thoughts. Like you have a bunch of thoughts that you have wrapped up in your mind, but for some reason, it's just not being able to be expressed. And I think it's because there's like a limited time frame that you can actually do this, that you can actually communicate these thoughts, and you just don't know what time that frame is. You just are kind of sitting out on a boat, just like rocking in the waves, and you're just like, when is this gonna be the right time? When am I gonna stop rocking in this boat? Because I feel like I'm ready to do this, but I just can't, and I don't know why. So hopefully we can get to some conclusions for you of why you feel this way, why you cannot express these feelings and these thoughts. So hopefully that way it makes you more successful. So at this time, I'm going to flip over the cards that has been chosen for this tarot reading, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into this reading and why your energy feels the way it does. All right, pile number 1. We have chosen 10 cards for you. It is the King of Pentacles, the Judgment card, the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the King of Wands, the 6 of Swords, the Chariot, the 2 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the High Priestess. And like I said at the beginning, make sure you stick around for the oracles, as I will be flipping over those towards the end of this pile. So the biggest concern for me here, pile number 1, is this King of Wands energy. And this King of Wands energy seems to be a dominant figure within your life. And realistically, I don't know if it's necessarily a male energy. I think this is honestly speaking about the divine masculine energy of this person, whether it is a male or whether it is a female. I don't think it's actually orientating a gender specific person. So you can honestly cast this towards anybody that you feel like this relates to. But I feel like this person is a dominant figure in your life, and they are controlling, they are casting, they are projecting a lot of energy towards you. They're projecting it towards your divine feminine energy. This person not only is a major component in your life, but they're honestly really, really close to you. And it feels like they're crippling your divine feminine energy, which this could be the reason why, your throat chakra is blocked, is because you are more into your feminine energy around this person, and you're not balancing yourself. You're not engaging this person with your divine masculine. You might have this divine masculine presence towards them, but your reactions, your emotions, your feelings, the way you handle the situation is all related to your divine feminine energy. And you are not possessing this King of Pentacles energy like you should whenever you're engaging with this person. And that's where the throat chakra blockage is coming in, is that you are not engaged into your divine masculine. Because if your divine masculine was engaged, you'll be handling the situation a little bit more methodically, a little bit more open and communicative, and possessing more control over the situation than you're allowing yourself to be, and not allowing this other person to have so much control. Whenever you are possessing this divine feminine role in this current arrangement, you shut down. You shut down any sort of progressions that you may have going on in your life, whether that's work related, relationships related, any ideas that you might have for your future projects and everything like that. All that is being shut down by this energy, this presence. And in all honesty, it is your perspective. It is a perspective that you have had by the bond that you created with this person. This person has developed this perspective within your mind throughout the years that you've been together, throughout the years that you have been connected. And for you to get past this is for you to develop this perspective that things can be different, that things can be visioned a whole lot different than they are now. Spirit is directing you in many different facets of your life. Spirit is calling you towards a specific direction, and you feel that energy very, very, very heavily, that this is how it's going. This is where it's going to. This is how it's going to work. But you can't seem to get past the possessiveness and the controlling King of Wands masculine type of energy. You need to learn how to strengthen your divine feminine energy that has been so broken down and condemned. You need to boost that divine feminine energy. You need to heal that and really tap into your divine masculine energy when you are engaging in this conversation. Allow your divine masculine to protect your divine feminine, and allow yourself to be whole. Allow yourself to be 100%. Because this bond that you have with this person doesn't have to break. It doesn't have to wash away. You can keep this relationship intact, but you can't let their thoughts and their feelings control you. Because at the end of the day, nothing that they can say or do can really change the outcome of a lot of things that you're trying to make happen. All they can do is say their opinion and speak words. It is in your control of how you let those words affect you, which is the reason why you need to bring up and build up your divine feminine energy. Because there's going to be a lot of releasing. You feel like right now you need to sit still. And that is true for a little bit. I think right now in your timeline, you do have to sit still just a little bit based off what Spirit is saying, But you are being pulled in a direction that you know you're supposed to go. So it's hard to fight that. And I don't know how long you can fight that urge and fight that restriction. You are soon going to become to a boiling point. And this boiling point is going to explode to where you are going to say something to this divine masculine energy. And you are going to have to realize that you are in control of your life. You are in control of your destination, your destiny. It is all about what you want and how you want it. And you can either let that take a long time, or you can allow that to take the short amount of time that it needs to be. Because like I said, it does seem like you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for some reason. Like you have to sit with it just a little bit. Whether that's a week, 2 weeks, whatever. If you have a strong connection with Spirit, you can talk to Spirit about this energy of like why you need to wait so long or how long you need to wait. It's a little bit different for everybody. I'm seeing a wide range from a week, a month, or whatever. But you are going to have to talk with this person. You're going to have a connection because I feel like there's a little bit of filler that you are kind of tweaking and playing with and really just making sure everything is right. But it's like when you get someone else's number and you want to play it cool, so you give it a few days before you message them or call them and say, hey, I'm interested. It's kind of like that. You're kind of like, got to give it a little bit of time, a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of filler. And then it seems like the action is going to be taking place, okay? And just to recap on what you need to do, what you need to possess to make yourself more successful and to bring yourself closer to your goals and aspirations is obtaining this divine masculine energy that you need to use in conversations and arrangements and agreements and anything that relates to communication and methodical way of thinking and progressive towards your goals and aspirations. Protect your divine feminine energy and build it up. Allow your divine feminine to be confident. Allow your divine feminine to be healed and released to be used, because right now it seems like the divine feminine is at a place where the low fuel light is on the vessel of the divine feminine. And that is not a great place for your divine feminine to be. So allow the divine feminine to be boosted. Allow yourself to gain that confidence. Allow yourself to open up to a new perspective of how your mind is supposed to work for you and not for anyone else. Not for everyone else. Just you. Allow yourself to get a little bit more sunlight. Allow yourself to get a little bit more radiant, positive energy in your life. Boost up the positive energy in your life, the positive interactions. Give yourself more you time because it is well needed. Surround yourself with more positive energy. Do what makes you happy. Spoil yourself a little bit more each day or each week. Allow yourself to not be scared or afraid of anybody else because it is your life. It is your journey. You want that raw, authentic experience that you so much crave. Allow your divine feminine to appreciate that experience and to help you navigate through that experience, as it is the more receptive energy between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. These are the ways that you're going to be able to be more successful and to bring yourself into a higher frequency, into a higher vibration, because the King of Pentacles is all about confidence. It is all about being in control and having that demeanor of nothing can faze them. Nothing is going to affect them. The King of Pentacles is definitely a great energy to mold yourself into and master that energy. Master the King of Pentacles energy, be in control, figure out your own energy, harmonize it, make it beautiful, and really allow that to steer you in the right directions. At this time, I am going to flip some oracle cards that I have chosen for this reading. So the first card we have says, Beyond is infinite in all directions. That is a very powerful message, as it showcases that you do not have to limit yourself to the space that we're standing or sitting in. You don't have to live a limited life. You do not have to allow the King of Wands divine masculine energy to keep you in the grounded place that you are. You can move any direction that you want to go, because that is the matter of life. That is living and learning. That is the whole experience of life, is to be able to live and learn. Be passionate, be grateful. Allow yourself to have the abundant life that you so deeply desire, as long as it's in your control and nobody else's. Nobody else on earth is allowed to have two different lives simultaneously. They do not deserve the control that they possess. You can move beyond the struggle with infinite amount of possibilities. You can figure this out. You can figure out the right words to say, or at least whatever feels right to say. It might not be the most perfect thing to say, but you definitely say what needs to be said from your point of view. There's an infinite amount of possibilities. You've just got to choose one. The second card says, your spiritual journey is one of the constant transformations. To grow, you must give up the struggle to remain the same and learn to embrace change at all times. This is a calling card from Spirit that says for you to become more successful, you are not able to remain where you're standing. You are not able to remain in the same energetic field that you have. You've got to change. You can't be afraid of this change, because that is the one constant in life, is change. So embrace it. Allow Spirit to take you to the highest places that you deeply desire, and change. Move. It is time to gear up. You've got a little bit of downtime, but it is time to gear up for you to make this choice. Like I said on the previous card, it doesn't have to be the most perfect thing to say, but at least you can be able to say something to make a difference, to be able to gain your energy, to be able to possess back your energy, because it is coming for you. Change is inevitable, and sometimes the best change is the change that you have in your own control. The third card we have is who is having all these physical, emotional, and mental experiences. Notice who is experiencing the experience. Realize that is you. The experiencer have a certain quality, and the quality is awareness, consciousness, and intuitive sense of existence. You exist regardless of thoughts or no thoughts. This is so powerful. Pile number one, I see that this is exactly what I was telling you, that people are not allowed to have a multi-life process where they are living their life and they are living a life for somebody else. They're making the choices, they're making the decisions. It is time to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, kind of pinch yourself a little bit or whatever to make you feel more aware and conscious that this is your life. Take control. Take power. You've got this. I believe in you 100%. Do not limit yourself and look back after this person is done and gone and say, wow, why did I let these years go by when I could have just spoke up and said something, because now I'm able to experience it? But it's a little too late. Why be a little too late? Go ahead and make this change. It is coming for you. It is very, very hard, I know, but you can't limit yourself, because you've got to experience these raw, authentic experiences for you, because this is your spiritual journey. This is your spiritual calling. This is the life where you are able to increase things for yourself and learn more things and bring more things into your knowledge base and your existence and your spiritual self. This is increasing your vibration to your higher self. This is getting you closer and closer to your highest form. So this might be something that you have struggled with multiple lives before, but this can be the end of a cycle. This can be a break. I believe in you, pile number one. I totally do. I want you to experience life the way you want to experience it, in the way that you're supposed to. You are powerful. You are loved. You've got support. You've got people backing you. You don't have to fear the unknown. Possess the King of Pentacles energy. Get involved with your own energy. Fix your divine feminine and divine masculine. Reheal it to 100%. Embody that confidence and embody that hope and will. You've got this, pile number one. I believe in you. Thank you so much for listening, pile number one. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you resonated with it as well. And be sure to check out my description, as I do have 2 links down there where you can come by my Twitch and get a personal reading, or you can join the Discord and hop into the community page, and you're able to reach out to me to book a private reading. And if you want to jump into any other piles, the timestamps are down in the description below as well. Thank you so much, and love to you all. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome into your section of the video. You have chosen the Astromatrix deck with the BumbleBee Jasper. I can really feel it within your energy that it is quite dense. It is quite thick. And this is the type of reading that you are kind of itching for. You're kind of seeing what you need to do to make a change, to bring in a more positive light, a more positive effect, more success into your life, because just doing what you're doing right now isn't enough. And you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, pile number 2. And I am sorry that this is something that you are going through, and I do want to see you improve and get better. And hopefully by the end of this message for this pile, you will see some more light than you have seen in a past while, So I just want to let you know what the spiritual properties of the BumbleBee Jasper is before we jump into the reading. With the cards, I have the tarot cards laid out on the table already, and I also have some oracle cards picked out for you as well. So stay tuned towards the end of the reading for that. And let's jump into the spiritual properties. BumbleBee Jasper is a stone that helps you maintain a positive and upbeat attitude through the daily stresses of life, while encouraging you to continue your own spiritual evolution. It is related to the sacral and solar plexus chakra, and it is also related to the Leo and Sagittarius zodiac. So let's go ahead and reveal the 10 cards that has been chosen for you, pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. Here are your 10 cards. You have the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the Devil, the Temperance, the 3 of Swords, the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So there is a lot of Swords energy here and a lot of Queen energy. So it seems like you've been through a lot, pile number 2, emotionally, physically, time-wise as well. Is a lot of accumulation, a lot of lack of progression. You are not moving forward. You are really limiting yourself by taking on too much. You're really limiting yourself by taking on other people's burdens that are not yours. You have your own burdens alongside taking on other people's burdens as well. It does seem like you are letting other people's emotions affect your own, and it is not proper for you to do that. You need to be able to sit with your own energy, dissect what your energy is and what other people's energies may be to you. You may be receiving a lot of people's energy by communication, by words, by them telling you exactly how they're feeling and what they want you to hear, to hopefully maybe manipulate you, maybe control you, maybe encourage you to do things that are a little bit extreme, a little bit out of your comfort zone, and not really something that interests you as much as it normally would. But with their increased emotions, their increased manipulation tactics, and how they make it seem, it does make you seem like you want to do those things for them. You want to take on those burdens. You want to really try to make them happy, really try to make them feel better. But it goes against your own feelings. It goes against the burdens that you already have for your normal everyday to day life. Some of you might still be going through a heart space reform where you are healing your heart space and eliminating past issues with childhood or even relationships that you are still not over. You are eliminating those, and you are trying to really, really heal that part of you. You're trying to heal a loss. It doesn't even have to be a relationship. It could be somebody that was close to you, or even an end of a friendship. All these things are possible where I see it's healing into your heart space. And you have that to focus on. You have that to really worry about and let go of. And you don't need anybody else's burdens or inputs or dramatic effects added into your life. You've got to limit that. You've got to digest your own energy first before letting somebody else's energy kind of manipulate yours. Right now, the blockages towards your success is by eliminating these distractions. You've got to start making decisions. You've got to start making choices. But there's distractions around you with these burdens and other external factors that limits your time, limits your capability of really focusing on what you need to focus on, whether that's your job, whether that is some of the projects that you've started, or whether that is getting yourself out and about. You are not able to do anything to progress your success because you're holding on to too much. You're allowing too much to come into your space, and you're not controlling or filtering out what you need to filter out, because your energy is the most prominent energy and it is the most important energy to focus on. So try your best to revise what your energy is and what energy isn't yours, so that way you can distinctively know whenever it gets to this point again that you're taking on too much and you need to back off. because right now at this moment in time, you do need to back off because there is some action that needs to be taken. There are some choices that need to be made, but you're not able to do that because of all the information and all the emotions being wrapped up in your mind right now. It is almost like your mind is clouded up. You don't really know exactly what right from left is and left from right is. So you really need to know your navigation. You need to focus on yourself. You need to eliminate the needs of others and focus on the needs for yourself. How can I stop fighting myself? How can I stop resisting? These are some questions that you've got to ask yourself. How can I really focus? How can I really complete the next chapter for myself? How can I move forward? What can I eliminate? What anchor can I lift and discard so that way I can continue moving forward? Because right now, the biggest struggle for you is feeling like you have to provide, feeling like you have to show up for everybody when you've got to show up for yourself first. Don't try to be the people pleaser. Don't try to be the rock that holds everything together. If that is not meant to be you, don't make it into something. You've got to focus on your path. You've got to focus on your energy. Do what makes you happy. Do what it takes to heal yourself. Try to grind out and do more work than you think you need to. Because right now, it does seem like you are going to have to grind it out. Because from what Spirit keeps telling me, it seems like you're really going to have to put in a lot of work before it starts to pay off. And that is something that maybe you've struggled with in the past, that you're like, well, if this is not really working out right now, out of how much work I've put into it so far, then why would I think that it's going to pay off later? It's a timing aspect. You've got to really put in the work now and keep putting into the work and showing up for yourself and showing up for what you feel is the most applicable for you. And even if it doesn't seem like it's working out right now, it will pay off. It will be a success. Even if you don't see light at the end of the tunnel, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So just because you can't see it right now doesn't mean it's not there. So don't worry about how long it's going to take to get there and start worrying about what you can do and control today. Focus on the day-to-day operations and how you can make today a successful day for you and towards your end goal. Don't be living in the future. Definitely don't be living in the past. Focus on today. Create your mindset to really wrap your mind on today, your own emotions, eliminating unnecessary energies that influence you and persuade you. Really let go of some of the toxic negative energies that you don't need. You're going to have to balance your energy. You've got to create more positive energy in your life, and that can come from multiple facets. It doesn't just have to be one thing, because the more negativity that is thrown at you, the more it's going to multiply in your energetic field. Because right now there is no defense mechanism. Right now there is no positivity multiplying. You just have the positivity that you have on a day-to-day basis, but you're not increasing it. You're not bringing it in. So anything toxic, anything negative, it overwhelms you. It really is a burden, but it's not your burden to take. You've got to understand that. People have got to be responsible for their own emotions and not putting it on you. Don't let them make you feel like you were responsible for their emotions and how they're feeling and that you've got to make up for it. That is not the case. You are responsible for your own life, and so are they. And this is something that you've got to really, really get your mind around, because you do not need to let their negativity affect you. Do not let it keep snowballing. Do not let it keep multiplying. You're going to have to decipher that, eliminate it, and really create stronger boundaries. At this time, I'm going to jump into the Oracle section of this video and flip over the Oracle cards. All right, pile number 2. We have volcanoes, moon, and magnetism for your 3 Oracle cards out of the Elemental Oracle deck. Let's start with the magnetism. The smaller word above magnetism says attraction. And I think this is really, really powerful. And I think it fits well with the BumbleBee Jasper tower, that you create in your life the energy that you set out to attract. So if you are filled with a lot of negativity and a lot of negative energy, like we have discussed in the tarot, then you are going to attract that negativity as well. You're not going to create any positivity alongside it because you are already established as negative energy. So what you need to do is, like I said, you need to decipher this energy, you need to release this energy, and you need to be firm with these boundaries. That's why the Emperor card came out in this reading, and I didn't really touch on it much during the reading, but I feel like I need to maybe elaborate some more with that card. And I feel very strongly that you need to embrace this divine masculine energy, pile number 2, where you are very firm with your decision making. You are very authoritative and in control of these boundaries, of your energy. Just like the Queen of Pentacles is the master of the energy, you've got to be the master of that energy. You've got to really embody this divine masculine energy, because I feel like maybe you've not really taken this too seriously with the divine masculine energy. You've always been in the divine feminine when it comes to these types of relationships, when it comes to these types of boundaries issues and this energy exchange. And the divine masculine is really trying to wake you up. It's really trying to alert you of like, hey, if you keep going down this road, you are not going to progress what you need to progress. This is something that is calling out to you, that is saying that you need to create more positivity in your life, or else a lot of things in your life is just not going to work. They're going to fail. And you probably have felt this energy over and over again. Some of you might be further into this progression than others because you keep repeating these same patterns over and over again, and you are feeling these failures. And this is probably the reason why you feel like the light at the end of the tunnel is just simply not there. It is simply non-existent. You can't see it. It's because you failed so many times, because you're in the dark, you're doing circles, you're not moving forward like you think you are. You need to straighten yourself back up and move forward by doing these things that I'm telling you. The second card is the moon card, and it says darkness above the moon. This is what I'm telling you. A lot of your energy has some darkness to it. A lot of it has to be in the sacral and solar plexus chakras. The lower half is just really mucky. I feel it. I feel very tense sensations along my abdomen. So I really, really feel that dense, thick energy that doesn't need to be there. You could totally bring in the light. Do things for yourself. Bring positivity. Card number 3 says you've got the power. Volcanoes. You've got the power to make changes. You've got the power to bring light into your life. You've got light in you that is covered up by this darkness that you could easily let out and help radiate positive energy into you. Not just by attracting more positive energy, but you can radiate more positive energy into yourself by looking in deep, by healing things, by really doing things that you feel called to do, that you feel like that's going to make you happy, that makes you feel like you're going to fill your cup. Look out for yourself. Love yourself. Be in that relationship with yourself. Allow the divine feminine and divine masculine to come into a whole for yourself, to be equal. Don't resist. Don't feel like it's not worthy or is not supposed to happen, or whatever your thought process is that's just blocking you from moving forward. You can be successful by bringing these two together and by romanticizing those two together. You've got to be a whole person. You've got to harmonize your energy. You've got to step out of your own way. You've got to get rid of this ego that is feeding this thought process that you have to be there for everybody, that you have to be a people pleaser, that you have to be the glue. You don't have to take on anybody else's emotions. You don't have to be responsible for anybody else but yourself. And that is the firm message that you need to hear, is let go. Stop trying so hard and really focus inward on you, your personal journey, and bringing in more positive energy. You also have to release other people's expectations, not only of what you're supposed to be doing, but also who you are and what makes you you. So release these expectations and don't let them hold you to a certain point or hold you down. This is also something that you have to eliminate if you want to be successful. I really hope this message resonates with you, and I hope it brings some light into a dark point in your life, and I can see you really, really, really working hard and becoming successful. I love you so much, pile number 2. Thank you for being here. If you need anything, jump into my Discord community page, reach out to me if you need to talk about anything, or hit me up in the comments. I'll be sure to reply as well. And if you can't catch me there, which I'm sure you can always jump over to my Twitch page while I'm streaming and chat with me during my live sessions when I'm doing personal readings. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 2. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you later. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome into your section of the video. You have chosen a unicorn deck with the Amazonite sphere. I have also chosen a few oracle cards for you as well, so stay tuned towards the end of the reading of the tarot to receive those oracle messages as well. But first, I would like to jump into the spiritual properties of the Amazonite sphere. Amazonite soothes emotional trauma, alleviating worry and fear, dispels negative energy, aggravation, and blockages within the nervous system. Amazonite assists in manifesting universal love. It is related to the heart and throat chakra, and it is also related to the Virgo zodiac sign. So before I flip into the cards, I would like to say the energy that I'm feeling from you, pile number 3, is something around the heart chakra, surprisingly enough. And it feels like there is like a small sphere, kind of like the Amazonite sphere, directly center of your heart space. And it feels like a ball of light. It feels like it's right there, harvesting in your heart space, kind of like a yolk and an egg. And there's a lot of dark energy around that light energy. And it seems like the light energy is wanting to expand, it's wanting to grow, but it is trapped within the dark energy. And it seems like this is a space that is healed within your heart space, but there's a lot of other dark energy that is not healed. So that is what I'm feeling with your energy right now, pile number 3. And we'll jump into these cards to really see the true message that is coming out for you of how you can be more successful. All right, pile number 3. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, the Moon in reverse, the 10 of Cups in reverse, the 5 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Pile number 3, I feel as though these cards really express to me like a work in progress. Okay, that is the energy that I'm feeding off of these cards, is that you are the definition of a work in progress, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be associated with. And you should really embrace that mindset that things are getting better. Things are in your control and you've got a direction in mind. You've got a path that you want to facilitate to get to and become a better version of yourself. And that is remarkable, because it takes a lot to get to the position that you're in. And I think it is something that you've got to continue to work towards. It is something that you've got to continue to put in the work, put in the effort, and get yourself in a position where you are in a healed state. You are in a great place to do the things that you want to set your mind to. There is a lot of opportunity for you, pile number 3. And I think there's a lot of abundance at the end of this chapter for you. And a lot of that comes from being able to take chances. A lot of that comes from having a set mind of what you want to accomplish, what goals you have, what dreams you have, and really just going after them. You are trying to captivate yourself and really try to go through all this emotional warfare, go through all this emotional healing, and come out superior, come out on top. And I see you doing that. I really do. Because you know what needs to be done. You've got a clear path, and you know what it takes to get there. You've already been told over and over and over again what it is that you need to do, and you know it. You don't need to ask any more questions. You don't need to lean on anybody else. This stage of your life is going to be more independent. And if you don't feel like you're independent, then you need to claim the responsibility of being independent, because this is where you're going to be more successful, is by doing things your way, living by your own tempo, knowing what's going to work for you. Just because things worked out for some other people doesn't exactly mean that it's going to work out for you in the same way. So just like a tarot reading, take what resonates from people's advice, if you even want to listen to them, and act upon the little bits that you hear that do resonate. And don't try to fully live by someone else's guidebook, because you're going to find the best way to heal for yourself. You're going to find the best way to find a job. You're going to find the best way to climb a mountain, get over obstacles, get over roadblocks. You don't need anybody else's directions. You can do it yourself. You have the fullest capability. You have this amazing power for you to be really, really independent and being in control. Just because things fail don't mean that they're not a success, because you have to fail and make mistakes to be able to see what true success is. So a failure can mean you're one step closer or the next step away from being successful. So turn that mindset around sometimes whenever you're a little too deep into the negative energy. You can flip that mindset around. With the 10 of Cups in reverse here, I think you also need to have the mindset to know that having a happy family, having a really happy abundance of people around you isn't really the end goal, because this is your chapter. This is a chapter dedication to just specifically you. You have to get away from all the mental warfare between what's right, what's wrong, who do I listen to, what advice do I need to take, and you need to really focus on, hey, I can do this myself. I can do these things my own way. I can figure out what is best for me. I can figure out what my calling is. I can figure out how to heal myself. I can figure out what I need to attract. Give yourself a little bit of creativity. Give yourself a little bit of spark, some energy to feed off of, to allow that to build up for you to bring in some new types of manifestations, bring in some new fun and excitement into your life that's just going to fill a lot of good, positive, radiant energy, because this is going to build the relationship with yourself. This is going to feed the fuel to the fire, so that way you are fighting for the best version of yourself. Like I said, this is building the relationship with yourself. You're going to find so much more love for yourself than you ever thought existed. And it's going to be really, really special, because right now what is going to make you successful is by blocking out everything else, being solely independent, loving yourself, healing yourself, and really just adventuring. Have this adventure mindset that you're in a state right now where you can easily just explore different things, explore different options, explore different opportunities, and realize that there's really not much room for failure. That anything that you try to do is going to be successful, because you're going to reap a lot of abundance off of the tail end of this chapter for you, pile number 3. You've just got to go through some progressions. You've got to really focus on your story, focus on your own emotions, focus on your own work ethic, your willpower, your determination, your grit, your gratitude, and knowing that this chapter is supposed to be you leveling yourself up and becoming a great version of yourself. So that way, the chapter after this one is going to be where you're going to go from here, where you're going to go from the top. You know, once you get to the top of this mountain, there's another mountain you can climb that's going to have a 10 of cups flipped upside down. And that's kind of like your goal. That is where you're headed. You're headed for all these other opportunities of life with family, love, abundance with connections, and much, much more than just what you're capable of getting by yourself. You're going to be able to go for goals that are in the mindset of being accomplished and connections with people and not just yourself. So really don't feel disappointed. Don't feel let down that this is all on you. Really embrace that mindset. Really embrace that motto that this can be really good for you. That this is something that could breathe some fresh air into you. That might be a perfect change that you may have never known that you needed. Allow that to be your change. Pile number 3, I've also got some oracle cards for you. Let's go ahead and flip over those oracle cards now and see if there's any other additional information that we could add to this reading. All right, pile number 3. We have the broken heart, which we know this is something that you're working on. This is obvious. Like, you don't need anybody else to really point out, like, hey, there's some things that you need to heal, because, like I said in the tarot section, that you've heard this message. You know what to do with this message, but it is your path that you are working on, because you're going to learn a lot about healing along the way. This is not just a coincidence that you're learning these things. These are going to be beautiful motivations for you later on down the road for some of the things that you are being called to do. And you're going to truly understand that later on, but you've got to go through this first. You've got to go through the healing stages. You've got to go through the emotional warfare, the mental warfare, and really figure out what's going on. Allow yourself to dedicate your time to yourself, as I said in the tarot, because Spirit is with you. Spirit is loving you. Spirit wants you to see the true beauty that they see in you. And they truly want you to succeed. And they are putting you in a position right now where you can succeed. And they want to see you take those leaps of faith. They want to see you take those chances, because you have the opportunity that some people wish they had right now. And you are going to master a lot of things through this process, and you're going to come out with a bunch of confidence in yourself that you never thought that you would have. And it's going to be a beautiful sight at the end of the day, at the end of this chapter. And I'm excited to see that for you, pile number 3. I'm really, really excited to see that. So I know this is a brief message, but it's very, very clear that the way you need to be more successful is being more independent and more focused on what you are thinking and what you feel connected to. Don't let anybody else control where you're going or how you need to do things specifically. Gain a lot of independence. Gain a lot of control in the things that you do. Even if it's just ordinary tasks from day-to-day operations, you need to gain more independence on a lot of things. And that's what you're building yourself up for, is learning how to do majority of the things that you need to do on your own. And I believe in you, pile number 3. I really do. I hope this resonates with you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the links down in the description. One is for my Discord. Come by and join the community page, and you can also hit me up for a private reading if you would like. And then also, you can come by my Twitch page while I'm live and get a personal reading there as well. If you know anybody that needs to hear any of these messages, feel free to send it to them. I greatly appreciate all the support that I get on my channel. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.